So we're learning how to troubleshoot if your kayak has a leak today. First step is to take a hose and completely fill the kayak. Step 2, check under the kayak, see if you see any leaks. I had a wet spot there before, so that's not a leak. From when I was bilging out the kayak, that's a previous wet spot. So I have no leaks, it would appear. Next step, pull your drain plug. Just pull it all the way out. Just makes it easier. Lets the water flow out better. After that, you got to tilt the kayak to where you have positive drainage. And that is no simple task. In my case, I've got a trailer which gives me a lot of leverage. You have to expect this thing's going to weigh, hundreds and hundreds of pounds at this point. So this gave me a lot of extra leverage. You can see the water pouring out. That's one thing I would not recommend is after you filled your kayak, do not lift it to try to dump it with the handle. After you've added water to this, it's going to weigh, several hundred pounds more than this kayak handle is meant to carry. So if you're strong enough and you're, some brute that can lift it like this, that handle is likely to break. So once you've checked to make sure that the hull itself isn't leaking, the next likely culprit would be your hatches, and that's actually a pretty easy fix, or a pretty easy test. If you've got a waterproof phone, this is super easy. If not, you can use a GoPro and put a light in the other hatch. But you just turn your light on and on your phone, set it to record, and make sure it's pointed the right direction. I wanted to add here that I'm pouring water over the top with a hose to check to see if I have a leak. So I left that out in the initial video. So as you can see, I have a leaky center hatch. My next steps will be to pull up the molding around the hatch, put a big goop of a big bead of marine goop, and seal that up. I'm going to go ahead and do it for the front hatch. I didn't test the front hatch, but it's constructed virtually the same way. So there you have it. I'll show the finished product, and I'll make another video to show that the seal worked. All right, so the next few steps are to remove the plastic trim around each hatch. So that'll be this trim here, and the biggest culprit, this trim here. Because I'm making a video. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm in the yellow.
So there's some dirt here. Before I apply the marine goop, I need to make sure this is good and clean. I mean, the hatch construction is solid. I just, for the life of me, can't figure out why they would not put any type of rubber or seal other than these plastic ridges between that. I mean, that's just not going to keep water out, but it's for another day, I suppose. Just using plain old marine goop. Probably could use silicone here, but and I'm going to do a generous bead all through here. I'm not worried about how it looks, and I can always trim that off at the end if needed. Take the hatch. Make sure I got it in the right position, which is that way. Pop it back into place. And yet it's going to squeeze out of the sides, and that's okay. We're not trying to win any beauty contests here. Just want it to seal. And as you may have noticed, as I went around and drilled this back in, the goop expressed out the sides. So that's how I know I'm going to have a really good seal here. And I mean, it got a little excessive on the edges here. But the good thing about this stuff is, you know, I can just peel off the extra after it dries. But I'm 99% sure that that's going to fix this hatch issue. You know, again, the goop cost me $9, and it was about from start to finish, maybe a 10-minute job on that hatch. So it's not a huge deal. Just something you don't want to. It's just something you don't want to have to deal with a kayak of this caliber. The other thing that I'll add is if you got this kayak and it had this leak and you went on an 8-hour trip, I was taking in 2 to 3 gallons in 2 short 2 to 3 hour trips that I was taking. So if you look at a gallon per hour, if this thing had 8 to 10 gallons in it, it would be unsafe. So, you know, it's just something that has to be caught at the factory. It shouldn't have gotten this far. But I really do like the kayak, but I'm just calling it like I see it. And that'll do it. I've sealed both the front and middle hatch. I'm almost positive that it's fixed, but I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks so much for watching.
Vince Clark is a lawyer.